Senator Gillibrand, thank you so much for being here with us. We don't have phones on stage, do we? That's probably your parents now. What did you guys think? Well, we'll get to your questions, after. It's a heavy subject to talk about. Senator McCaskill, one of the things that was frustrating for us when producing this documentary is that bulletproof stats are hard to come by. I've never done a story where it's been so hard to really get, stats that haven't been widely contested. But you did a survey of hundreds of colleges on sexual assault. What did you find in that survey?
We found a lot of things. The reason we took the time to do this, I'm a former auditor, so we did a statistically valid sample of all colleges and universities in the country. And we promised the colleges and universities that received the survey that we would not reveal their identity. So, because we were interested in data, not calling out an individual campus. So as a result, we feel really confident in the results we got. One of the statistics which was mentioned in the film, which was the most telling statistic, keep in mind under Title IX, if someone complains about a sexual assault, the campus must do an investigation, not may, but shall. And 40% of all the colleges and universities said they had not done an investigation in 5 years. Now, I guarantee you, it is beyond ludicrous that the notion that there would not be one single sexual assault on 40% of the campuses in this country for 5 years. So that was probably the thing that jumped out the most. The other statistic that we learned, which was troubling, is a high percentage of campuses that said their athletic departments had a role in this determination. Obviously, there can just be one system of fairness on a campus, not a separate system for the athletes and a different system for students that are not athletes. So those two things, along with a whole lot of other information, and by the way, you can go on my Senate website and get the survey results and all of the questions and all the documentation. But we're very confident, because the methodology on it was solid, that we do have a good baseline information that Kirsten and I then went to work to build this legislation that we think will make a difference.
I mean, with that data, Senator Gillibrand, and the thousands of students that have been protesting across the country, and the amount of schools that are under investigation, and the idea that the number of schools is growing each month, it's clear that this is a huge issue on campuses. But there are still big names, both in media and politics, who are questioning whether this is really as big as people are saying it is. And we heard some of the voices in the piece today. And, is there any truth to that? Is this issue ever blown out of proportion, or is it really as big as it seems?
It really is as big as it seems. This is a problem on every college campus, whether it's a private school, a public school, a large school, a small school. Schools across the board are mishandling how these cases are adjudicated. No one feels like justice is done, not the person who has survived an assault, but certainly the accused don't feel that justice is done. So you have a failed system. And as the film so effectively portrays, schools just aren't incentivized right now to report. The fines are never levied. They would take away your money for students, which is never going to happen. So we flipped the incentives in this bill, and we want real transparency and accountability. And when we pass this bill, what it will allow for is a survey on every campus. Every 2 years, every student can fill it out and say, do you feel safe? Have you been assaulted? If so, what happened? Did you report? If not, why not? Every student and parent and administrator will have a snapshot in time exactly what is this campus like and where is it unsafe. It'll also give the ability for the Department of Education to levy stiff fines if they're not participating under Title IX appropriately. It will require basic training and confidential